Welcome to the Path to Purpose interview show, where we share our unique and universal stories about finding and fulfilling our purpose. My name is Katja, and I'm your host and mentor for light workers. My intention for this show is to inspire you on your path to finding and fulfilling your purpose. Today, I have a pleasure to interview Janet Grace Nelson, who is an award-winning spiritual life coach, speaker, teacher, and author. She's inspiring people worldwide to listen to their heart's deepest desires, to live with more passion and purpose and prosper doing what they love. And Janet has also shared the stage with many experts in the personal growth industry, including some big names. You might recognize these ones. Mary Morrissey, Bob Proctor, Reverend Michael Bernard Beckwith, and Lee Brown, just to name a few. So you are up here for a treat. Her passion is to help others expand into her newest book, to putting broken pieces together, and assist people in navigating through challenging times. So I am so excited, Janet, to have you here and find out more about your journey and have that wisdom coming through, like those tips. How do we do that? How can we start putting the pieces together? So welcome, Janet. It's so lovely to have you here.
Thank you so much, Katja. It's such an honor and a pleasure, and I'm so excited to be with you today.
Me too, because we met a year ago, or a little bit over a year, and it was so wonderful to connect with you, because when you meet Kindred Spirit, it was like I could have talked with you a long time.
Yeah.
How we do with timing here, but because I love talking with you, because you have so much wisdom, and your journey is just something that touched my heart deeply, and I'm here to just helping you to share it with more people, because I think that can be a glimpse of hope for so many. So but first, let's put you on a map. I introduced you very briefly. So did I miss something, like who you are and where you come from? Let's put you on the map where you are right now. And if there is something I missed, please, please add that.
Yes, thank you, Katja. Well, I am in the beautiful San Bernardino Mountains here in Big Bear Lake, California. That's what I currently call home. And it truly is 8,000 feet closer to God. I'm up in the beautiful mountains of Big Bear. So, and so it's sunshine and blue skies, and it's just magnificent. So, but I originated from Chicago, and my entire family is still there. So, loving blessings to my entire family, including my 91-year-old father and my 86-year-old mother, and 16 nieces and nephews, and my 2 children, and all my siblings. So it's family love is essentially important to me, and I'm just grateful that my parents are still with us, and but I call myself a world citizen because I truly, my divine purpose is to inspire passion and empower change all over the world. I've spoken to the Fair Trade Organization in Nepal. I've shared time with the female president tribes of South Africa. I just spending time in Greece and in Italy and in Malta, and I really love feeling a connectedness and a oneness with people all over the world, and really tapping into their heart's deepest desires and what it is that's that life force, that energy that's calling them to be all that they're here to be on this planet. And when we can, I call myself an evocateur, so I really help them to dig deep into the crevices of their heart, so that that's the voice that they're listening to way more often than the voices outside of them telling them what to do, or the voices of their doubting, worrying, fearful mind. Their knowing heart has such wisdom. And so that's really my divine purpose, is to help people to really dive deep into their own heart and know how courageous they can be to live the life when they follow their own heart's calling.
Oh, I love that. And because purpose is one of my huge keywords as well, and what I do with my work. So how did you find that heart's calling? Did you always know that this is what you want to do? Or was there some event that kind of led you to this path?
That's a great question, Katja. There's a couple of events that really were what I call defining moments in my life. One happened when I was 20 years old and I was a junior in college, and I was in a near-death motorcycle accident that I actually broke over 100 bones in my body. I broke every bone in my face, and my lung was collapsed and my back was crushed. The experience of having that kind of catastrophic event at such a young age, my family just completely surrounded me with such unconditional love and so much support. And that's really the foundation and the introduction to my book, Putting the Broken Pieces Back Together. And it's really I identified the 7 steps to living a courageous life. And the first of all is unconditional love. And when they released me from the hospital, they said, 3 things. You'll never walk again. You'll never have children. And we did the best we could putting your face back together, but only time will tell. And, I was a fashion design student. I'm a girl. I wanted to be pretty again. The challenges of all of that. I was horrifically deformed for several years. And I know that experience taught me to go deep into the heart of what I know is that God loves me unconditionally, that I am a divine child of God, as each and every one of us is. And it really doesn't matter what's going on in the physical realm, what's going on in your internal guidance, in your internal knowing, is the most essential guidepost for any one of us. So it was really God's love and the love of my family that really helped me take those first steps, because I saw myself. I'm a visionary. As a spiritual life coach, the first thing that I work on with every single one of my clients is to vision your life out, even if it's 1 year or 3 years or 5 years. And what do you see? Who are you becoming? What is possible for your life? And I saw myself walking. I saw myself as a mother. I saw myself happily married. I saw myself experiencing vibrant health and a well-being. And I know that it was through that vision that I just kept taking the steps every single day. And it was 2.5 years later, I met my former husband. And 1 year after that, I gave birth to my daughter, my beautiful daughter. who's now 35 years old, and my son is 33. He was born 18 months later. And I know that it's the power of love that I continue to allow that power to guide me. And I jokingly say to them that I loved them into existence.
Yeah, and you loved yourself back together, because that experience what you went through, like, will often we hear these things and we could like, okay, that's my life. You could also like say like, okay, I can't never walk again, I can't have children, and you could just say, okay, that's gonna be what it is. But you had still the like spark within, like, not my reality. I have this vision. This is where I'm heading.
Mm-hmm.
And like pulling yourself up from there, like, and putting yourself together in so many levels, like physically, but also emotionally, mentally, spiritually, like coming together, like towards the oneness that you mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it's so I know it's so telling of what each one of us is, what's possible for each one of us. So whether we feel like we're broken in money, or we feel like we're broken in relationships, or we feel like we're broken in our work in the world, I know that these spiritual steps that I mention in my book are the essential steps. And then, of course, my book led to my coaching programs that I created, that now I've been, I've been a professional spiritual life coach for over 10 years. And it's really my life's calling, I know, to help people to really break free from old beliefs that they can't do certain things, or they're giving their power to something or someone outside yourself. Like you said, if I had listened to the doctors, I would be in a wheelchair. I would not have lived the vibrant life that I've been living. I would not have my children, because I would have believed in a power outside of me telling me what my life was going to look like. Yeah. And so many people get really caught up in that.
Yeah. And one question, when I was thinking this interview, and one question kept coming to my mind, and I think this could help many, like, did you ever have this moment, like, if I just would, like when you were in the hospital bed, like thinking, if I just wouldn't have gone to that motorcycle, or if I just wouldn't have taken those actions that I did, and if you did, like, how did you overcome that? Because that's kind of like just punishing yourself, because what happened, you can't change it. But then how did you deal with that kind of thoughts?
That's also such a great question, Katja, because of course we all have those what if moments. What if, what if I had done this, and what if I had done that? My what if questions about the accident probably didn't come until after I was out of the hospital and really trying to heal. And I thought, why? And it was more of a why me? Why did this happen to me? What did I do? What did I do to deserve this? Was really the question.
Yeah.
And because of my my Christian background, and my belief in God, and my belief that everything is happening for a reason, and one of my current beliefs that is something that comes up in coaching calls on a daily basis is this Einstein quote, that we either believe that nothing is a miracle, or we believe everything is a miracle. So if we believe that everything is a miracle, then our only work is to look for the miracle in everything, right? So I caught a glimpse of that. And that's when I really started my gratitude practice 37 years ago. I started with, what do I have to be grateful for in this moment? And from the outside perspective, it didn't look like I had a whole lot to be grateful for. And yet, I knew that I'd been given a second chance at life. I remembered my waking moment was, thank you, God, for this gift of life. And so I just, just like I share with my clients all the time, we can have many different perspectives, and all of them can create the reality that we're experiencing. But which one feels better?
Yeah.
If I would say, what if, or why me, this perspective of victim did not feel very good. It wasn't the thing that got me off the couch to take those next steps. But if I said, I'm grateful to be alive, I'm grateful for my family, I'm grateful for, the fact that I'm, on my road to healing. If I just got a glimpse and that momentum with gratitude, then I sat up, I grabbed my walker, and I took my next steps.
Wow.
So that's what it really is.
That is a very powerful, and that is something for listeners as well, like something they can do, because we all have our own journeys and things that happen to us, and but the gratitude pulled you through, like finding at least one thing. And sometimes even that can be challenging, but there is always something that we can be grateful for. And that way, like, things, you start maybe seeing things in a different way.
Yeah.
And then you wrote that book, and that is now serving so many. And when did you think that what I went through is going to be a book, or like putting your teachings into a book? Was there like a hello, start writing moment, or how did that happen?
It happened very organically, because at the time I had already been coaching, but I am an avid journaler. So I had 25 years of journals. And I thought, well, these have to be here for a reason. Like, I'm not sure, but I bet there's some wisdom that I could share, because I knew that even throughout my coaching career, I had, I'd helped hundreds and hundreds of women getting through challenging times. Whether it was a divorce or a career change or a health challenge. And I just kept seeing that there were so many different types of challenges, and yet there was a system, a spiritual system, by which I could codify and identify that there were steps that needed to be taken in order to get to a place of absolute, like this gravitational pull that happens when you go from victim to victor, and your life is really looking like a fairy tale instead of, a horror film. And so, what were those steps? And so I and I actually worked with a book coach, and as I really started understanding the process of putting my understanding and my journey, and then I interviewed 50 people that had gone through really life challenging things like cancer and losing their job at 60 years old and not being ready financially to retire, or having, people going through some really terrifying memories that they'd remembered that they were abused as children, and how it was that they navigated through their challenge into wholeness and their challenge into, you know, a life that felt free and fulfilling. So it was an organic process, but it became like a system that I understood. And now I've helped dozens of women write their books too, because I you know, I'm an avid student. I'm a student first. I'm a student of life. I'm thirsty for knowledge and understanding of this evolutionary pull that's calling each one of us to be more and do more and have more and give more. And so that was really the process that I went through for writing the book. And then, like I said, not only did the book itself come through a desire to share what I know in a very condensed, systematic way. I think that's my Virgo. But, yeah. Yes, we're Virgo sisters. And then it organically moved into coaching programs. So I started coaching other people's programs, and then it worked into, there was so much that I could understand through the ways and the women that were coming to really get assistance and a leg up on their lives. And I understood that there was some specific things that I had to share.
Beautiful work you are doing, and we are so blessed to have you here sharing this, how to get started. And of course, if you're now listening and want to get more support, the fastest way is to contact Janet and have the support on your way. So how people can reach out to you? What is the best way for them to connect?
I try to keep it really easy. So my website is janetgracenelson.com. My Facebook pages are Janet Grace Nelson. I have a private and I have a personal page and a friend page. And also I'm on the social media sites, and it's all Janet Grace Nelson. It's really easy to find me. So I'm here to love and serve you in every way that I can. Whatever you're going through, there are steps and there are ways that you can really open up your heart space to live a more fulfilling and fun and free life.
That is beautiful. And I also put the links to the comments so you can easily click on those and get in touch with Janet. And would you have some wisdom you still want to share as a departing words? You've already shared so much, but we always take more.
Thank you so much for this experience and this opportunity. Oh goodness. I would love to give a free gift to your entire audience. I did a 3-video series, and it's called liveyourpurposefullife.com. So there's a video series, and it takes you through some key steps. If you're in a job that doesn't feel fulfilling, or you're in a relationship that doesn't feel fulfilling, or you're just really not sure like what's next, but you know there's something pulling you or calling you, this video series has been very powerful for everyone who has partaken in it. So it's my love gift to each and every one of you. And I'm doing my 15th annual Goddess Retreat up here in the beautiful mountains of Big Bear Lake, California, June 14th, 15th, and 16th. And it's always under the full moon. So we celebrate the fullness of who we are. I'm going to take you through a really powerful procedure and process that is associated with creating your own soul's roadmap. and you're going to be taking your roadmap with you. All of the different things that we're going to be experiencing during our 3-day journey together is very transformational, powerful. The women that gather are just of such deep and profound consciousness. So if that's calling you, we'll save you a spot, and you can find out all that information on janetgracenelson.com/sacred retreats. So it's, once again, my love gift to you to come and experience that kind of a transformational weekend, and all are welcome.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for those beautiful love gifts. I love how you put it as well, calling them love gifts. And what a blessing that is to have the video series. And like, if you are called to go to that retreat, I highly recommend, because Janet, like when you even, I'm sure you already sense her energy, but when you meet her in person, it is so loving. It just radiates from you, the love and light that you are. So thank you so much for joining us here today and sharing your wisdom and just giving a glimpse of hope. So wherever you are in life, it's possible to put those pieces back together and just feel and sense the wholeness within. So thank you for being the example, Janet, and sharing your journey with us.
Thank you, Katja, from the bottom of my heart, from my heart to yours. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I love you so much.
I love you too, and thank you for watching this. And if you want to hear more about the Path with Purpose interviews, please do subscribe to this channel and let us know what was the biggest takeaway from this episode. Bye for now.
Bye for now.